Download the AllStar app. Make your picks for UFC fights, challenge your friends, level up and win prizes. Link in description. Get it now. So Raquel Pennington, listen to some of the things that she accomplished, right? This is her 18th fight in the UFC. It took her the longest ever. So she's like 18 fights deep, right? This is not her first title fight, but this is her, championship winning fight. 12 victories is like second most behind Amanda Nunes in history at bantamweight. So she could beat Amanda Nunes' record if she defends the title and defends the title. Wins twice more, you know what I mean? And then what is it? Decisions. This is her 10th decision win, most in divisional history. So she's a decisionator.
Okay.
And yeah. So the most impressive thing I think is like her taking 18 fights to win the UFC title. You know what I mean? Like I never expected Raquel Pennington to win the title. I'm gonna tell you straight up.
Nobody did, I guess.
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily a regular climb to the top as well. I mean, Amanda Nunes like vacated her title and then we had this. So I mean, I'm not downplaying it at all, but the bantamweight division has definitely like depleted since the like introduction of the like flyweight division and stuff. So to me, like UFC women bantamweight, I don't see as being like
interesting division. You know, there's nothing exciting about it, I guess. And I feel like if you look Amanda Nunes' record and we compare it to hers, like she has a lot of fights, but like who did she fight with? You know, who are those people? Like if you look at Nunes' record, it's like, oh, okay. But it's like I don't know if they're comparable in a way.
Yeah.
Like if their records are comparable, even if they have like the same amount of fights, but it's like I think Nunes like she did something, but for her, I'm like, if I look the record and who she fought with, I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, who she beat though?
Yeah, who she beat? Yeah, exactly.
Because she's fought everyone.
Yeah, but I mean, who she beat? You know?
Yeah.
And if you look who Amanda Nunes, right? Like who did she beat? Like is
you can't compare it. You know what I mean? Amanda Nunes.
I mean, you have to. They're in the same division
of all time.
Yeah, but they're bantamweight women, and they're in the same division.
But she just won the title. You know, you gotta let her breathe a little bit.
Okay.
Let her breathe a little bit.
I keep her the credit, right?
Just let her breathe a little bit, right? She let her have the title. Let her sleep in her bed with the belt.
Okay,
you know
enjoy it. Enjoy it,
right? But of course, you can't put her past like Amanda Nunes. She's probably, if you rank all the champions that were in the bantamweight division, I would put her at the bottom. I'm just gonna be real with you.
Yeah, same.
Right? Because you have Miesha Tate, you have Holly Holm, Ronda Rousey, and Amanda Nunes. There was only 4 of them. She's the 5th champion.
Yeah, anyway, if you look the fight, it's like I don't know. Like I don't know. This fight is nothing that you can like. It's remarkable, or you don't think about it.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
It was a boring fight.
It was, unfortunately.
And did you know, like, she fought Amanda Nunes, right, for the title in the first fight she had for the title? And do you guys know what happened in that fight?
I forget. How did she?
Well,
what
she
happened?
quit.
She quit
in the corner during between rounds.
Okay.
What round?
I think it was the 4th round.
That's not championship mentality.
Think about.
But if you think about it, in the 4th round, I think it was in the 4th round when she got on the top. And like everyone were like, "Oh my God, she's gonna get the submission, right?" We're all like sitting like this, and then it's like literally she had it, and then she let it go. And it's funny, my man, he said like, "That's why we don't fight chicks fight. That's why we don't watch chicks fighting." And I was like, "Yeah, fair." He was just like holding. She was holding, and then she let it go, and it was like,
motherfucker.
But the thing is, like, she of course, if you compare her to the other champions, like you're not gonna put her at the top. But the story of her just continuing to chase after the title, after like quitting in the first title fight, legit quitting, like people are just like, "You're a quitter." Of course, think about the mental battles of that, and try to come back and actually fight again and win.
Yeah,
I would be embarrassed to come back. Me too. I would be like,
am I a real fighter?
But I feel like it kind of represents her mentality. Like in the cage and out of the cage, because it's like all the way like, or like all of her is just like the longevity of it. Like she's a fighter that wants the long fights. Like obviously, like I think she talked about it in her post interview now after the championship too, but like she know that she can knock people out, but there's something like stopping her from doing it, or like I don't necessarily understand it, but that's her words in a way.
Yeah, I saw
okay.
that.
Yeah,
I saw
and
that.
I think like also when you compare like who she's in the cage, you can see that in her record too. Like she just stays there, and like just if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like I don't feel like also after seeing her win, it's like it doesn't really seem like it's that big of a achievement for her. It's more like
the light didn't see that.
Yeah. I don't know. Like it's something's off. I feel like
you're talking about it when you saw her after the fight. Oh, okay.
Like it's just like I think her journey is very much her journey. It's not show offy. It's like she's just on her own.
It's like her fighting style. It's just like just grind. And just keep going. And then eventually your opportunity will come.
I think like that's what she also talked about. Like it just happened kind of, and then she's like
just fell into place.
Oh,
and this fight was like perfect example, like how like the first and second round started, and then 3, 4, 5. You know,
she came back. The first round she got dominated. And then after the second round, it's just like, what happened? What happened to Mara?
Maybe that's what she learned
she didn't quit
from the quitting round.
Like
just stay there.
Not just
just don't stop. Just don't quit. Just stay in the game. I mean, it's something good about that too. I mean, there's a lot of people that needs to learn that shit.
Everybody underestimated Pennington.
But
Raquel Pennington, everybody underestimated her. Me too. You know, I thought Myra's like when I saw Mayra Bueno Silva first enter the UFC, I thought she would be champion.
Me too. Yeah.
You know, I thought that she had the characteristics of like a champion. Like she has the skill set of a champion. But one thing she doesn't have is that cardio. If you don't have cardio as a champion, you're not going to last in there. You know.
You reckon if she would come a weight class down, she would be better? Like she would like look better.
Mayra Bueno Silva? I don't know. I think she's just as big as Pennington, though, right? Was she smaller?
No, I mean like, you know, just to come lower weight class and then make like maybe it will like bring something up.
But she's more of like a speed fighter in a way. Like I feel like most of the bantamweights are very like
super slow.
Myself, like, me being a bantamweight, like I can understand. Like, for example, at training, like when I go with the lower weights, I know like how to. I understand like if I pace myself on their level, like I'm 2 minutes out and I'm like, like just do whatever. Like I'll be out. My conditioning will like. I don't. It's just not my game. Like I want to be like based on the ground, like feet flat. Feeling the power that I got. And I think most of the bantamweights are like that. They don't want that high intensity. Sometimes, but not like 4 or 5 rounds.
But there's some bantamweights that fight like that. But they don't have power.
Exactly.
Right.
And it's just like
you will not
see to watch.
No, but you will not see them knock people out.
Exactly.
Most of it, like I feel like in bantamweight, that is a division that should be like people knocking people out, like for sure, of all the women in high level.
It's like a bunch of women Nate Diaz, you know what I mean? Like,
yes, sir. But it's like lower base. Like Nate Diaz like that.
Hands.
I don't, you know, am I lying? Like,
no.
To me, like Nate Diaz was not a knockout artist.
No,
at all. He was a volume guy.
Yeah.
And that's what I see in the bantamweight division. It's like
suffer.
15 different Nate Diaz's fighting. But yeah.
I feel like Pennington could be like, if she actually were to like put more, I don't know, like I think there's some truth to actually her being a knockout artist, but she's just not.
She's not putting it together.
Exactly.
Like when they're hurt.
Yeah.
When she was hurt, did you see what she did in the second round, I think, or third round, when Pennington hurt her, and she was going backwards, and Pennington was chasing after her,
right?
And then she clinched with her. It's like,
like that, like
that. It's like,
the decision that are being made. I don't know.
If that could have, if Myra Bueno Silva had cardio, that mistake would have cost her big in that fight
for sure.
Yeah,
but Myra didn't have anything. She didn't even have a gas tank.
Yeah,
she had one of those little carry.
Carry on. On her side.
That's all she did. That's all she brought to the fight.
She ran out so quick. Yeah.
You know, Pennington got a big old truck in the back.
Oh yeah, she's ready.
She's walking in with a little gas can. Like, where's the
like a band-aid?
Yeah. Or it's a matter of the same amount, but one person is using it all at once, and the other one is kind of like, little spurts.
Like, let me not give you everything,
right? Yeah. Let me just give you a little teaser every round,
and I still have it. Things, like a slow punch.
Yeah.
But that's what makes Amanda Nunes so like such a separation. Because it's like she was hitting like dudes.
Yeah, she's on another level for sure.
She's like he's like fighting the girls like a dude would fight the girls.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was a trip to watch.
Right.
And it was great about Amanda Nunes too is she didn't just knock everybody out; she submitted people too. You know
she was interesting to watch too.
For sure.
She gave always
dude, the Holly Holmes fight, that shit was crazy, right? Like Holly Holmes threw like a kick and like paused for a second, and then was it like that? Was that what happened? She paused for a second, and Amanda Nunes came with the head kick.
Yeah, and then
like counter,
sat her down.
Yeah, and she got knocked out, right?
Yeah,
I think that's what happened. Like she got off like. Holly Holm got kind of like she kicked it, got off balance a little bit, and kind of left her leg high, up a little too long. And the man then just was it a head kick knockout?
No, that was round, wasn't it?
Well, that was Holly Holmes to Ronda. Yeah. But did
that same thing happen?
Amanda Nunes knocked
pretty sure it was a kick. Because I remember Holly Holm like sitting on her butt.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she got knocked on her butt.
Yeah.
She was like sitting. Just sitting like, she got knocked on her head.
Yeah. She needed a little bit of a timeout.
Exactly. And then like Amanda was like punching her while she was sitting, right?
Oh my!
And she was just like, dun, 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 dun.
I think like that's the fights that are exciting is the one that you see like they have this confidence about them.
And the fight
when I feel like we're moving in this title fight, it's like what you see with Amanda Nunes is like she picks her
and she's hungry. Yeah, like she wants that.
But it's like it's not just going forward and just like
smart
going on like because that you can see a lot in girls fights too. There's not a lot of like I feel like thinking behind it. Like there's a lot of just like moving forward or.
But she's like in the moment enjoying the fight and putting on.
She's like you can see that she's like in the fight. Yeah, she's actually reading the fight. Like
she's enjoying to be there. Yeah, she is in the ring. That's why she's
reacting on the opportunity that comes, and she's skilled enough to take advantage of that. And actually like putting it to the ground or knocking them out, or but it's like it's a different game when you see both guys or girls doing that when they have that confidence in themselves and going into the ring and creating those opportunities. That's what we're like. That's what a fight gets like really exciting when you can see that confidence. And you can see them putting in the punches. And of course, you get a punch here and there, but you see that's not bothering them. It's almost like they see through the through the strikes that are coming at them because they're 10 steps ahead.
Right.
And knowing that like if I just put these ones in, I'm getting to the finish. Either it's the knockout or the submission.
And I think it's like there's like aggression and there's like technique, and I find a lot of people will do like more of one over the other, and it's just trying to like find that balance.
100%.
Yeah, and once you're like as skilled as someone like Amanda Nunes, you have that balance. You can be that aggressive while also being that technical.
Because you know when to back off.
Yeah. It's fucking hard though.
Yeah.
To have both of that going on, right?
I don't know, like I feel like that's a big thing when girls fight. They just want to go at it.
Yeah, but
it's either one or the other, right?
Yeah,
it's like
but it's like
rip someone's head off, but at the same time, nothing's happening because arms are just thrown.
Yeah, but that's
there's
the thing.
no control over it.
Girls are just emotional. Like we are just emotional, and that's the moment when like everything, like the anxiety, everything, like the pressure takes over, and then like you lose it. You know, it's like like everything goes out of there. You know, you go in the ring, you're like, I'm gonna do this, and that's like you go there, whoa, and I feel like that's what girls and Amanda Nunes is like. That's what makes her great, and I think Bailey is one of the same, like similar type. Like they don't have that like over emotional, like feminine, whatever it is, you know. It's crazy because I know I'm like super emotional, but I look at them and it feels like it's just like water is like this, you know?
Right.
But I think it comes down to like actually believing in
confidence,
like really the confidence they have
really
when they step into the cage,
or maybe they're taking like estrogen blockers or something.
Maybe. I'm not talking on it, but
there's something we don't know, you know.
Yeah,
there's only two people in the UFC, two women in the UFC that can do that. Maybe they're doing something a little special, you know, a little behind the scenes.
Hey, watch Raquel Pennington just go and beat every record Amanda Nunes has. Except for like finished record, but
that's literally what I was going to say. Yeah,
Amanda's record is all off the board, and she's just like.
But I think
I just don't see that happening.
I'm just saying.
I'm like interested in seeing if like I'm not putting out there that Amanda Nunes is coming back, but I wouldn't be surprised if that were to happen.
Yeah.
If someone, because I think that she's that competitive that she would not let her take that away. And like, I think she really wants to be the GOAT.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't see Pennington.
Yeah, and I think
taking,
has she commented?
Has
she commented? Is Nunes commented on the win?
Yeah, she was there. She was
she was at the event.
Yeah.
But I don't think she cares. She just like
she's got her family now.
She's so far ahead. Yeah, she knows it herself.
Yeah,
but I think I don't know why I think this, but I think that maybe I'm talking for myself, like being in a position. Care. Like literally, I would care if that girl, like, I'm not obviously taking the win away, and like she's been grinding for sure, but like for her to take a record from me, if I were Amanda Nunes, I wouldn't take that. I wouldn't be like. No.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you think about it, she gave up while fighting her. So no, that's what
a big thing. Yeah,
like I would like be like, how can she be a champ if like she gave up when she fought me? But I've been like a champ for the longest, you know.
Yeah, and she wouldn't be a reigning champ either. She'd just like come in, take the title, and then vacate it again, like
what GSP did.
Yeah.
Don't you think she would take it if she get that opportunity to like Pennington? If she gets that opportunity to actually fight Amanda Nunes in defending.
I don't think she
would.
Yeah,
of course she would.
I think she would.
I
think she would.
Yeah, because
she's that type of athlete. She's like,
she doesn't want to
she
quit.
doesn't really care who she steps in the cage with.
She's just a competitor.
Yeah.
And that's it. Yeah.
I think she has like I think Pennington is like that person to like only compete with herself. Like in a way, like she doesn't really care if
that's true. Her. That's true. She goes in the ring because she.
And I think Amanda Nunes would take it just because.
And like, you know what? Another thing about Pennington too, you know, the same coaching staff that she quit the Amanda Nunes fight, the first one, you know, the first title fight, is the same coaching staff she won the title with.
Oh my God.
Interesting.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Most fighters would have left a long time ago, I think. And went to another team or something, right?
But you think it was really the team, or you think it was or you think it was just her?
I think it was her.
Yeah.
I think most like I
So
don't know.
then-
I
But the
can
thing is, like, most people don't want to blame themselves.
Right.
no, but I
mean,
think that's a big difference from girls to boys. Like I think a lot of girls put a lot of shit on themselves,
Yeah.
Yes.
and not
For
on
sure.
the
That's true.
outside world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I like being more emotional
Yeah.
creatures or whatever you want to
Yeah.
call
Is it easier to blame yourself?
Oh,
Yeah.
it definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
That's why.
I don't want to put other people
I
in
don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like,
Because if
oh,
you-
that's my problem.
Yeah.
If you blame yourself,
Just go
that
home alone and
means-
cry.
Yeah, that means you could just be alone.
Yeah.
And you don't have to go confront anybody.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? And that's the biggest thing is
Yeah, I think the
confrontation.
biggest
Even if
battle
so you're
for
saying
most
it's
girls
kinda like
are
a-
themselves.
Yeah,
Like
a
a
lot
weak
of times,
move?
like even
Is that what you're saying?
even
No, because people make that choice all the time.
Right.
And then sometimes it's the better choice.
I mean, obviously there are girls and there are guys doing that switching teams and
Switch the teeth.
team.
Switching
Oh,
teams.
okay, okay,
Wow.
Okay, I was like, you
Jeez.
said there's guys and there's girls switch the teams. I was like,
No, not like
I was like, all right,
We're still talking MMA.
Yeah.
all right, my bad, my bad.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But I think for sure that girls are more blaming themselves than blaming anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that. I didn't know that like women would be more prone to blame themselves. I
Have
think
you been on
oh,
training?
you're kidding me?
Yeah.
So come to me at least like 5 times a week. Like, don't
No,
blame yourself. I'm like, you're hard on yourself. I'm like,
I
yeah.
know. Yeah, it's always the don't be so hard on yourself.
Yeah,
And
always
it's like,
don't be hard on
it's like
yourself.
I'm listening, but I'm not.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I know that's
It's like
hard.
that is what we like how many battles we have every single training
Yes.
with no one but
And then they're
ourselves.
like,
Yeah.
why are you so stressed? I'm like, take it easy, like day by day. Like it's always like
Okay,
that.
sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Imagine,
take
like
it
for a
easy.
guy, it would be like a spaghetti bowl. Like that is our like mind. Like there, it's just like when everything's
Cooked
crazy,
spaghetti.
it's just like a fucking
Yeah,
spaghetti bowl. Like
where the-
everything is like tangled together.
Yeah, and guys just
and you can like you can.
it's like lights are on, but no one told me. And then when they come
And
to
then, like, a guy's mindset is like they're like in one like you can see apartment building and you have like eating and training and sleeping and having sex and like emotions here and like and you guys are in one room at a time.
Right.
That's what a
Yeah.
guy is.
And
They
you guys
have,
are
like,
running-
mine.
you guys are running down the hall.
Yeah.
Fucking
No, we
this
don't
way,
even
this
got
way.
rooms. We don't even
Oh,
got rooms.
yeah.
We have a spaghetti bowl.
And then we were asked, like, why can't you not just chill? Like, relax.
And that is the worst thing to say ever.
It's your eyes are like,
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like, guys, most of the time, guys, when they're
So what
talking,
are you different, Nina?
most of the time when guys are talking to each other, they're talking about nonsense.
They
yeah.
don't know.
Oh, for
they
sure.
talk about
And
nothing
I'll
but
talk about
everything.
nonsense for like 15 minutes straight,
Yeah.
and then walk away, and we've accomplished nothing in the conversation.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
Sounds great.
But it was fun
Yeah.
because we were just talking shit to each other. the whole time.
But that's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
difference. Like you
But, yeah.
like guys are just way more like
I think that's
I don't
might
want
be
to
a-
use the word simple, but it is simple.
I think that's a coping mechanism as well.
Yeah, you get
It's to
some.
avoid conversations about things that you really want to talk about, maybe.
Right. Because you don't want to seem vulnerable, right?
Exactly.
but I
Yeah.
don't think
Maybe.
Okay.
maybe, but like at the same time, like a guy, if he talks about his emotions, he's like definitely talking about his emotions,
Mhm.
but he has to choose to talk about it,
Yeah.
and he has to choose to like focus on eating and like. But girls can like eat, talk about emotion, and I don't know, write an essay at the same time. Like it's weird, but it's like it's true.
Yeah.
Like it's just it's all over the place.
I see what you're saying.
So it's
you
like
know.
we're very different.
Hey, I've been married for like 15 years. So
Yeah.
So you
I
haven't
know,
learned
I've-
absolutely nothing.
I learned that. I know that it doesn't change.
Yeah.
Hey, that's my
So he does
research.
it.
Hey, that's my research
That's what
paper.
you've written down. Yeah.
That's my research paper. That's the title. It doesn't change. Rewind.
Beginning, middle, and end right there. Yeah.
Oh, but you guys don't either.
The start
That
line
is
and the
true.
finish line is the same line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So like,
Oh
okay,
my
now
God.
they
Well,
that
was a
that was
sidetrack.
that was
sidetrack.
Yeah,
no,
a little bit.
that was great. That was interesting. Like I didn't think about those things.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
It's great to hear
So
those
it,
things.
it complies to fighting too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's
Absolutely.
different.
And I feel in fighting, it's like magnifies, you know?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like fighter girls are just like insane.
Yeah.
Like, we're
I told
crazy.
Carolina today, like, there's a reason why my team only has like one girl.
And there's a reason why we all
And it's here because it's a battle between battles. There's battles
Yeah.
inside of battles inside of
Battles outside.
battles. Battles within battles, and then also made up battles.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because there's not there's battles going on that don't
Yeah.
even exist, but these people are having these battles.
Exactly. Imaginary
Most
battles.
Most of the battles that we are actually battling are non-existent.
Yeah.
There's just like
That's
made up
true.
shit in our minds.
Yeah.
Which is like a, I don't know, like a virtual reality.
But if
Yeah.
you take that and make it to the extreme, that's like real like mental illness.
That's like
right?
schizophrenia. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure. Like, if you take it extreme though, it's extreme. I'm
Right.
saying.
Right. Okay. So
It's
like
like-
if you're a fighter, you take it a little bit more extreme, and then
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
schizophrenic.
You could. And you get diagnosed.
You wake up one morning and there's a little person talking to you. You're like, oh shit.
Hey, I'd be like, damn, man, what the heck is me?
No, I'd be like, sweet, I got a new friend.
Hey, but hey, side note,
Friend.
hey, talking about friends, right?
Okay.
One of my friends, one of my good friends, when he was growing up, in the house that he lived in, there were ghosts, right?
Sure.
And in his room,
Sure.
in his room, there were two ghosts, right? That lived in his room.
Okay.
The two old couples,
Okay.
like grandma, grandpa, right?
Okay.
And he lived in the house with those two ghosts in his room. Talked to him and everything.
And
he
this
said.
is what he told you.
This is what he told me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you believed him.
I believe him. It's my
Yeah.
friend. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's got
And when his eye kind of twitched, you were just like, ah, that's no big deal.
He's all right.
Completely normal.
Yeah, it's just my friend.
He's normal. If you don't, do you believe in ghosts?
I don't know. What do you think?
I don't believe in ghosts. Okay, I don't believe in ghosts, right?
Okay, but you believed your
but
friend.
I've heard-
You believed your friend.
No, but the thing is, like,
He's a fucking loyal
people-
friend.
Yeah, really.
people that I know,
Friends to that.
they told me like there are ghost stories, right? So
Right.
it's like, I don't know. I don't know what to believe because like I don't believe it and because I haven't seen it. Like I
Yeah.
haven't experienced any ghosts, right?
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know. But they're telling me, you know, I mean, I have to believe them because they're people that I trust.
I mean, it doesn't really matter if you
I
think it or
guess.
not.
I guess. Yeah, it's not that important of an issue.
It is.
Anyway.
So in 297, right? The main event, since you guys are like, oh, there was a main event. Okay, there was a main event. Strickland Duplessis from South Africa, he becomes UFC champion, right? The fight, not as great as I think people expected. You know, I think if they expected to go to the decision, they expected like a war, right? But it wasn't a war.
Yeah.
Sean Strickland came out, did really well with his boxing, but then Duplessis kind of like turned it on. I think like maybe round 3, 4, 5, and kind of won those rounds and won.
Yeah,
the
but he
belt.
won.
You
He
think he
got
won the
take
fifth
down and
round?
had like how much like ground time? Like he didn't hold him on the
Yeah.
ground, and then
It doesn't
Mhm.
count.
yeah, that's why I think he got robbed.
I think so too. Also, he definitely didn't win the 5th round.
Yeah, and there
But I
his
think that's
face
what the
looked
judges gave him,
bad.
though. You know?
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah. So yeah. So like, so there's a controversy, you believe, but the thing is, Strickland he's kind of like he's like damaged goods. You know?
yes.
So
And
I think it's boring as fuck.
he is boring
Yo,
fighting. Yeah.
I think like if there were like, I don't know, not that none of these guys are actually like really making me excited about watching them fight,
Mhm.
but yeah, of
Well,
those two,
But do
I
you,
would-
yeah.
It's
I don't
it's,
know.
it's like
Do you reckon?
Colby.
Yeah,
Colby's the same way. He talks big. His fighting style is not as big as his talking.
Oh, no.
Sean
well,
Strickland's the
last
same.
fight.
Yo.
Yeah, that last fight sucks,
Well,
man.
I'm just even saying his fights before that. Like he wasn't like this big knockout artist. Or,
No.
No,
you
it
know,
was
he
just like a
grinder.
wrestled fucker.
He was a grinder. He
Yeah.
was like cardio grinder. You know what I mean? If he could,
Yeah.
he might finish you if he overwhelms you later in the rounds, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Sean Strickland's kind of like that, but just as a striker.
But he's
Yeah.
still boring. Even like
Yeah, but
yeah,
I mean,
He's like,
but
at
people
least-
like him. You know, like a lot of people like him
Because they
he's
can-
saying things that they
They
want
can
to
relate
say.
to him.
they can relate exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not even just Americans.
Like he's
it's like-
just like
It's like people from like Russia. Like like it's pretty wild.
wild. He's like so grounded and like super easy and like living easy. I don't know. I feel like that's why people can like relate to him
You
in a
can.
way.
Yeah.
But, you know me, I'm not the biggest Sean Strickland fan.
I mean, neither.
You know, you've heard my.
So are
opinions.
you happy Duplessis won then?
No, I'm not. I'm never happy who wins or not.
But
You know
what
I
do you
mean?
feel like? Do you feel like it was a robbery or?
Do you think like
No,
you
I'd
think-
have to like. Too many people are saying that it was a robbery, so I have to like go back and watch it again.
But do you
Okay.
think
You
the
know what I mean?
Duplessis and Easy would be an interesting fight? Like,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
South,
I think
mixed
it's way
South.
more interesting.
yeah,
like,
that's why like
For sure.
you know, even like we watched the fight and like we were talking that like UFC kind of wants to see more Easy and Duplessis, so like is
They do.
kind of
Right.
like it kind of expected that he would win, you know, if it goes
Yeah,
to
if
decision.
If it's that close too, yeah.
exactly, because like that's what people want to see. That's gonna sell, and UFC 300
It's
is like
controversy.
around the corner.
It's
It's
true.
controversy.
It's
Yeah.
true.
It's like two Africans, one's white and one's
Mhm,
black,
yeah.
and this
Yeah.
kind of turns into this race thing about who's more African than other
Yeah.
other Africans.
And it's
Right.
been going on
Yeah,
for
it's been going-
years, and
yeah.
like that's what sells, right?
Yeah.
So
And they're gonna reignite that leading up to the fight, right? They're gonna do
Mhm.
press
Oh,
conferences.
100%.
yes, of
Of
course.
course.
And
People are
UFC
like-
300 is like we're
Yeah.
gonna sell it better than there.
They said they're gonna announce the main event of that pretty soon. That's what Dana White said.
It's gonna be
I don't
Brock
believe anything
Lesnar.
he says, really, though. Yeah. It's gonna be Brock
daughter.
Lesnar.
Yeah.
His daughter's gonna fight Frank Mir's daughter.
Dude, it scares me. No, but you know, because he was on 100 and 200 and now
Yeah.
300, but he is like 46 years old, isn't he?
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
And
Okay.
he's probably
Probably wouldn't work out.
dying of steroids.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
If they could do it, they
Yeah.
would for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh, of course. They would pay Brock Lesnar to come back. But
Yeah.
they said they got some surprise. Maybe it's
Ooh.
Habib.
Maybe.
Nah.
Maybe it's
You
Habib.
think?
Really?
No,
Habib
I don't
comes
think-
back, fights Leon Edwards
Mm.
for the welterweight title.
No,
No,
I
but
don't
I think for like I don't know why, but I feel like that's boring.
Yeah, it is.
Habib versus Leon Edwards.
Yeah, I like
It's
there's
'cause
nothing.
They're
I'm
like
not really- I don't-
too
I'm not-
perfect. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't really am entertained by Leon Edwards, to be honest.
Yeah, but the thing is, like,
Are
it'd
you
be interesting to
Fuck B,
see.
though?
I
I'm
like
the
his
other way.
wrestling.
I'm the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, everyone's
Okay.
like, yeah.
No, but it'd be interesting to see, like, if Habib can utilize his wrestling against a much bigger
Right.
opponent.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
'Cause he cut down to 155. Now he's gonna
Mhm.
fight at 170 against a much bigger guy who probably walks around at 200, 205. You know, so I would like to see that. of
That'd be
course.
interesting.
I don't know. You don't
But,
think it might be a Connor or someone like that?
No,
Yes.
I don't think-
Literally.
Something.
I don't think Connor's gonna come back until like
Really
summertime or
interesting.
something. That's what they said. But who knows, man? Who
He
knows?
stole those things.
Yeah,
But,
really.
But Duplessis versus Izzy, they probably announced that. You know, if
Yeah.
Duplessis like healthy, you know what I mean? Like he
Yeah,
didn't
like
break
he
anything.
looked bad.
No,
Yeah.
his face looked bad, but
Yeah.
that could heal
Yeah.
in a couple
that's
weeks,
true.
right? So we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know what the surprise will be, but I don't even think there's gonna be a surprise. UFC been pretty lazy lately.
Yeah,
with, like,
I did actually.
doing shit. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So because they've become so far ahead of everybody.
Yeah.
They don't need
They
to
don't,
do
they
anything.
don't need to put effort into
Yeah.
anything. They're just
Yeah,
making so
that's
much
an-
money.
that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
fair.
They're printing money for themselves
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
over the world,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's just like
Except, I mean, when it comes to Saudi Arabia and then they make a fucking
Yeah.
shit lazy ass card and